host IIFA for the first time with one of my favorites, Farah ma'am, Farah Khan. So really looking forward to it, and it's my first time actually ever at IIFA. I've heard a lot of great stories, but I'll be witnessing them now for the first time. So honestly, really excited and looking forward to the event now.
And I'm sure. I mean, I can talk loud enough, but yeah. All right. And I'm sure everyone here is also very excited to watch you as a host. I have a couple of questions, but I will come to that because I know that everyone first would love to hear from you as well, Rakul. If you'd like to just say hi to everyone.
Yes,
here.
hi, good evening. I'd like to start with actually congratulating IIFA and the wonderful conversation that especially Dia spoke about, and everyone. I think it was an eye opener. I definitely will take back SDGs and make that a conversation. But congratulations, IIFA, for having these collaborations and initiatives. And yes, coming back to first time performing at IIFA, I am very, very excited. Of course, when I saw the first video that was played on screen, the magic of IIFA, the experience, the adrenaline that you could sense. I mean, I've grown up watching that, and I was like, wow, I could be a part of that clip this time. So yes, I'm very excited and looking forward to the performance.
And I'm sure everyone here is looking forward to you dazzling on that stage. Rajkumar, if I could ask you, you're preparing to be a host for IIFA for the very first time. How's that going?
It's going great, and luckily me and Farah ma'am, we are really thick friends, and our sense of humor somewhere is at the same wavelength. It's really bad. For you, not for us. We think we have got great sense of humor. So I think it will be a lot of fun. I'm very happy, and we share that comfort level with each other. So I'm very hopeful that it's going to be a great journey with her being there on stage with me.
So here at IIFA, we thought that we would see how prepared you are as a host. So we're going to ask you, there's anything can happen when you're on stage, right? Yeah. And you got to kind of be prepared for anything. Oh.
We don't use teleprompter. Who told you that? Yeah? मैं कभी use नहीं करता हूँ.
He knows all his lines.
मैं कभी use के बाद क्या लिखा है?
But what if somebody starts heckling you? That's something that happens a lot of times, especially like friends, family, everyone that's in the audience, you know them, right? So masti mazak mein somebody starts heckling you. Are you prepared for that moment? What would you do?
Depends to what extent the heckle goes, yeah. And who's heckling me? Yeah, depends on that. Because I am a very kind guy, so I know how to deal with in such situations. But so it depends. If somebody's heckling me, I can manage that. But if somebody's heckling Farah ma'am or people around me, then yeah. Then I'm from Haryana. Yeah.
Hey, you gotta watch out. You gotta watch out. And you said that you and Farah have been, preparing, and of course, you'll know each other from before as well. But like I said, we're just testing you over here. Anything could happen. What if Farah takes all your lines?
That will be great, actually. Yeah, why not? She's very senior to me, and I've seen a couple of her films where she's acting. So I think I would give her all the opportunities to act and yeah, take all my lines. Yeah.
I'm happy just.
I've done films like Trapped where there are like no dialogue, so I don't mind. I don't need lines. Yeah.
You perfected the art. You perfected the art. And Rakul, we know that you're also performing for the first time. How are the preparations going?
Fantastic. I mean, of course, it's always you have that little nervous energy that you should not forget, and maybe rehearse over and over again so that it's a part of your muscle memory, the entire choreography. So yes, it's going well.
All right. And how many times have you rehearsed already?
I haven't counted, but I think 7, 5, 6, 7 times.
6, 7 times. That's definitely going to put that in the muscle memory. We won't let anyone know what you're performing on because you have to come and join us on the 26th.
Yeah, but let's just say that this is an act that IIFA has sort of created, which has not been seen before
Wow.
in IIFA. So wait and watch.
All right, looking forward to that. And my last question to you: what if you're hosting and you make a joke about a senior actor? You think, like, this joke has started and it's gone off pretty well, and this senior actor is now slowly smiling, walking up towards you. You're smiling because you also think, like, okay, he's maybe coming to hug me, and in slow motion, while you think that this is a hug, but it could actually be something else.
What, he or she is going to raise her or his hand?
Yeah, then what would you do?
Then I'm gonna touch his feet, because maybe he's raising his hand to bless me. Yeah. He's so thrilled and so happy with my hosting.
I love it. Full marks from us over here. We obviously know that you're going to kill it on stage, and I know that everyone over here is really looking forward to watching you as well as Farah as our hosts. And Rakul, what we also thought is that we would do a little test to see, and I'm going to take the mics from y'all for now, because this would not be easy to do if you had mics in your hands. But do you want to give us like a little sneak peek and show us how performance ready you are?
Well, I thought we just decided we're not talking about my performance.
No, but something else, just to see how ready you are.
It's Rakul,
Okay,
please show.
Raj, I have given you company.
I have to host now, so ladies and gentlemen, our next performer. Guys, please.
Yeah, I think Raj.
I'm going to.
When you're ready to put it down. When you're ready to put it down, you can be on that side, I'll be over here. All right, so can we have the
देखा? कुछ भी हो सकता है hosting करते हुए.
कुछ भी हो सकता है. Okay, DJ, can we have the music, please?
All your faces. Viraf, Andre, and Sabas, and the entire IIFA team, thank you yet again for creating opportunity to do something meaningful together. I am very privileged and fortunate to have partnered with IIFA over several years on very meaningful occasions to do and make a difference and create impact in human behavior and impact on the ground. And I feel very, very proud to be your partner. Shombi, it's very hard to speak right after you, because most often you cover most of what I would like to say. But I'm going to repeat some of the things you said, in case our friends in the media would much rather carry what I am saying. I'm addressing you today not just as an artist, not just as a citizen of my beloved country, not just as an earth citizen, which is our only home. I am speaking to you as a mother. Ladies and gentlemen, our world is facing an unprecedented crisis. A triple planetary threat of climate change, biodiversity loss, and pollution that threatens our existence, that threatens the health and well-being of our children. And this is not something that is going to happen in the future. It is happening right now, in this moment. Decades of reckless consumption and unsustainable practices have brought us to the brink of this disaster. Ecosystems are crumbling, species are vanishing, and the very air we breathe is polluted. The soil is polluted, the ground is polluted, our food is polluted. And these are, the most basic requirements to secure a healthy survival for all of us, including our children. And when we talk about the fact that this triple planetary crisis affects us all, this is exactly what we're trying to help more people understand, that when everything that sustains our life, everything that brings balance for us, everything that provides us for what we need to survive, to be healthy, to be peaceful, to be happy, to progress is at risk, then it is truly a time to introspect and change our relationship with the natural world and our relationship with ourselves and the way we live our lives every day. UNEP's mission, which is the United Nations Environment Programme's mission, is to provide leadership and foster partnerships that will improve the quality of life without compromising the well-being of future generations. So what the UNEP does is empowers us and helps us understand how we can improve the health of our ecosystems, how we can improve the health of our air, our water, our soil, and of course help us build a truly sustainable life and a future that is going to be equal and fair and happy for everyone. Let us not forget, while we speak of this, the power of individual action. I know that many of us, including many of us who spend weekends cleaning our beaches, wonder when our governments will kick into stronger action. When will industry take more initiative? When are we going to really see the change we need to see at the larger scale? But I truly believe, and I'm saying this from experience, that every single personal action counts. Each time you turn that tap off while you're soaping your hands or you're brushing your teeth or you're shaving yourself, you are making a difference. And it is for our children to watch us do these things that will truly bring change. But there are many actions we can take at an individual levels. And of course, these actions can and will, shape not just our today, but our destiny and our tomorrow. Simple actions like refusing single-use plastics, carrying our own bottle, carrying our own cutlery, celebrating festivals and birthdays and special occasions more sustainably, choosing more sustainable clothing, eating more seasonal and local plants and vegetables, practicing a mostly plant-based diet. The options are several and we need to find them and make them because we must and we have to, we don't have a choice. Plastic pollution is something that I definitely want to put the spotlight on. We are grateful to the Government of India for putting a ban on 21 items of single-use plastics. Of course, it is also up to us to ensure that this ban is implemented on the ground. And it is our individual action of refusing these single-use plastics that's going to make this ban a success. And of course, ensure that our waste is better managed. Shombi, did you touch upon the fact that our oceans will have more plastic? Then, okay, so this is something we always talk about. But the gravity of the truth is that by 2050, there will be more plastic in our oceans than there will be fish. This is not just a statistic. This is a fact. And the fact that Shombi pointed out the point that, plastics have made their way into the placenta of the uterus. Breast milk of a mother has been found in human feces, means that plastics actually have nowhere to go. They remain in the environment for much longer than any of us will ever remain and cause unimaginable damage. That doesn't mean plastic is a bad thing. It just means that we've been managing our plastic waste irresponsibly, and we need to become more responsible about the way we manage plastic. And we need bold, urgent steps to ensure that we combat this plastic waste crisis. The government, of course, has enacted on this and has targeted items of low utility which have been banned. Then, of course, we've implemented the Extended Producer's Responsibility, EPR, which has been established and is placing the onus on companies to address the plastic packaging waste, which means that if you are packaging our food, our beverage, items of our consumption in plastic, then you should be responsible for what happens with that plastic. It's a commendable effort, but it will all go in vain if we citizens do not embrace a low resource lifestyle. And that's something that we all need to learn more about. India has actually known it very well for many centuries. We've always taken pride in living simply and living humbly. And many of our greatest leaders of our country have spoken about it and have taught us how to live simply and how to live with nature in connection and in partnership with nature. We just really need to go back to basics and go back to our roots and remember the wisdom that we've inherited from our culture and the wisdom of our leaders who taught us that the world provides enough for every man's need, but not enough for every man's greed. Who said that? Mahatma Gandhi. I just want to end this by saying that this World Environment Day, the theme is to beat plastic pollution, but our effort every day should be to ensure we reduce our dependence on plastics. It's really, the biggest fallacy that it's convenient. It's not. It's threatening lives and livelihoods and destroying far too much, and we really need to fix that. The Sustainable Development Goals. How many of you knew about the SDGs? Do you know what the SDGs are? Raise your hands. Thanks, Shombi. Okay, so we need to change this. The Sustainable Development Goals are like the North Star. It is something that the world has come together. 148 countries came together. 193 countries came together and adopted and said that we are committed as people to ensure that we make this world free of hunger, free of poverty. We ensure that everybody has an equal right to education and quality education, and the goals continue. There are 17 such goals. These goals, when we all work together, can and must be achieved, because that is what will ensure we have a livable planet, a safe world, and a healthy world where there is zero inequality. Everyone has an opportunity to thrive and live. I hope by the end of IIFA 2023, everybody will know what the SDGs are. And that is something that I am looking forward to ensuring happen and excited about. Thank you, IIFA, for giving us this platform. I hope that we can work together to bring the Sustainable Development Goals to every home and help people acknowledge and identify what goals they would like to adopt and how they can make a difference and truly make the goals a reality. We've reached a halfway point. 2030 is when we're supposed to reach, attain these goals. We're in 2023 and we've been pushed back. We've had a very, very bad setback because of COVID and the war. But if we can all work together, industries, corporations, governments and individuals, we will make the world livable, healthy and safe for all. Thank you.
मुझे मुंबई में आकर बहुत खुशी हुई. Namaste.
Namaste.
It's a great honor and pleasure on behalf of the United Nations to be here. And if I'm being truly honest, I'm feeling a little bit like a teenager at the moment. Starstruck by the amazing talents here in this room. And I think the last time I was in a movie theater during the day in the middle of the week, I had told my school teacher that I was running off to a dentist appointment. So I think we should all consider ourselves lucky to have this opportunity. But all joking aside, friends, let me unfortunately start my contribution with the bad news. And the bad news is unfortunately that, in the words of the UN Secretary General, humanity is at war with nature. Nature is striking back. The triple planetary crisis of climate change, of pollution, of biodiversity loss is putting us all in danger. Our hottest summers today, unbelievably, soon will be the coolest. Rising oceans are displacing people day by day. Microplastics are found everywhere, from the human womb to the deepest reaches of the sea. Children, who make up half of the world's population, and are the least responsible for this situation are paying the heaviest price. Virtually every child on this planet is affected by climate change in some form. And yet every child deserves a livable planet Earth. So the good news is we know what to do. We have the solutions to create a better future. And the world is waking up. And while governments and businesses must take bolder action, we each as individuals have the power and the responsibility to foster sustainability in our daily lives. According to UN Environment, more than 2/3 of greenhouse gas emissions come from household consumption and lifestyles. So it begins with simple acts. Each one of us saying no to plastics at every possible opportunity. Using our own water bottles. Discouraging food waste. Running our air conditioners only when absolutely necessary, and if we must, at the highest temperature possible. And so on. The list of simple actions is as limitless as our imagination. And India, with the greatest youth generation in history, is the perfect place to start. India is already showing amazing global leadership on sustainability. We've heard from the Honorable Minister just now about the Panchamrit commitments. India is leading the G20 presidency at the moment and putting the Sustainable Development Goals at the center of the global discourse. The new ban on single-use plastics, the incredible Indian business investments in renewable energy, in electric vehicles, we've heard from Suzuki Maruti just now, and the Prime Minister's Life Initiative, using the science of nudging to create a global Jan Andolan of mindful consumption across the world. So friends, it is so poetic now to be talking about the incredible international reach and popularity of Indian cinema, not only as an unparalleled brand ambassador for India, for Indian culture and creativity, but also as a tremendous source of soft power for good. The United Nations is therefore so proud to partner with a number of Indian cinema stars as Goodwill ambassadors who use their passion to drive the messages of the SDGs, including DiaMirza, who is here today, together with her water bottle, which is possibly as famous now, as well as Ayushman Khurana, working with UNICEF, Bhumi Pednekar, working with UNDP, and others. And so it makes perfect sense that the United Nations is now joining hands with IIFA, a leader in the industry, held in different cities across the world, which has already worked hard to put the environmental agenda on the center stage, symbolized by the green carpet and by innovative partnerships, for example, with the Ministry of Jal Shakti. So we are now together amplifying the call for sustainability in the entertainment industry and to mobilize the audiences, the hundreds of millions, the billions of people across the world who listen to Indian cinema to save our only home, together for people and planet. Colleagues, we must make peace with nature. And as India leads, the world will follow. Let us not waste a minute. Saath hai to sambhav hai. Dhanyavad.
Friends from the media and friends of IIFA. On behalf of my co-founders, Andre Timmins, Viraf Sarkari, and myself and the IIFA team, welcome to this momentous occasion. In many ways, the IIFA is very large. But what we have today for us, both as individuals and as an organization, today is a day of belief and today is a day of partnership. And that for us is something of a lot of meaning. Over the last 23 years, we are now on to our 23rd IIFA, having begun at the Millennium Dome and then traveled across more than 12 countries, 18 different cities, and Abu Dhabi and Yas Island are probably the first ever location or destination where we've had IIFA repeated literally the next consecutive year itself. So it's a big tribute to them for hosting us once again. In our IIFA journey, we have many friends to thank, many believers who have joined along the way. I'd like to say a big thank you to Mr. Shashank Srivastava, Executive Director of Maruti Suzuki India Limited, who launched Nexa on the back of IIFA in 2015 and has partnered us since then. Thank you, sir. Our friends from Soba Realty, who've been represented here today by Mr. Shashi Vedat, their General Manager, and the men and family who have committed themselves to being part of this IIFA journey. And thank you very much, sir. Our special thanks to Colors, our broadcaster now for the 8th consecutive year. PVR, our friends who've not just hosted IIFA events, but have really partnered us to showcase IIFA in their theatres before IIFA and even during IIFA. In 2007, IIFA changed its red carpet to a green carpet. And in that single moment, we turned the spotlight onto the environment, on sustainability, on planet Earth. We began to focus on the challenges that we are heaping upon our planet, we as individuals, we as organizations, we as governments, we as people, and began to educate our viewers about what they can do to save the planet. And many of our stars joined us in this journey, and the one who really stood tall and held the flame burning really bright has been DiaMirza. Thank you, Dia. And she's been an ambassador of a different nature, taking it to heart, pushing us in different directions, egging us to go on, egging us to move forward and do things that would otherwise not be done. So we've been blessed for this partnership with Dia and her friends from the film industry. I'm delighted to welcome today Rakul Preet and Rajkummar Rao, who have joined IIFA and would be at the IIFA stage probably for the first time ever in their careers. So thank you. The IIFA journey today is focusing on water. With 18% of the world's population living in our planet, our part of the earth, India, with 20% of the cattle of the world residing over here, and only 4% of the world's drinking water available to us, we really are sitting on a crisis that is larger than life, a crisis that no single individual can deal with, no single government, no single corporate can. But we believe that together we can. And in that belief, we have begun a journey, and soon we'll be joined by the Honorable Minister of Jal Shakti, Shri Gajendra Shekhawat ji, who would join us on a video link to address us. But whilst we wait for that to come on live, I'm going to keep moving forward before we come to that magical moment. May I call upon to the podium the Senior Executive Director, Sales and Marketing, and a believer in IIFA, Mr. Shashank Srivastava.
Guests, respected media representatives. It is an honor to be present in such a grand stage, celebrating the wonderful partnership of Shobha with IIFA. As a leading real estate developer with presence in India and the Middle East and a legacy spanning over 4 decades, Shobha is the only real estate company in the world which is fully backward integrated, and it has become a case study which is taught at the Harvard Business School. At Shobha, we pride ourselves in delivering flawlessly crafted homes that showcase the art of detail. As a brand, we are renowned for our commitment to excellence, sustainability, and customer satisfaction, which makes this partnership with IIFA a truly significant for this year's edition, as the forum recognizes the highest quality of artistic expression and celebrates the talent behind Indian cinema in its full glory all over the world. As Indians make up a notable segment of our investors, as Indians make up a notable segment of our investors, we are delighted by this opportunity to reach out to a global Indian diaspora that is making waves and shaping the world today. IIFA has always supported causes that are important for the environment and for the well-being of communities at large, which is very much in line with Shobha's philanthropic objectives and goals. Without exception, IIFA has taken the lead in advocating for Be Water Positive campaign that aims to provide access to clean drinking water and in the process bring about a remarkable transformation in the villages of India. We commend the initiative that Aquakraft has taken. It is an ambitious and first of its kind program and to make the world water positive by 2030. Esteemed guests, Shobha Realty has always remained committed in promoting water conservation by leveraging innovative technologies and sustainable practices to ensure that our communities are water positive. Our founder and chairman, Mr. PNC Menon, is the biggest advocate of philanthropy, with half of his wealth pledged in charity to facilitate development in the grassroots level and contribute to the welfare of society. Without further ado, we hope through this partnership with IIFA, we can positively channelize our efforts and become the drivers of change with regard to sustainability and green living. Thank you and have a wonderful evening.